Today I'm going to be doing a video on the topic, does all value transferred on the XRPL pass through XRP? So I'm going to clarify whether all transactions that occur on the XRPL have to pass through the native token XRP or not, because there seems to be this misconception being spread out there by people in the space. And how many times have you heard people say or imply that all value passes through the native token on the XRP ledger when moved? So the question is, does all value have to pass through XRP when moved on the XRP ledger? So here we have this Twitter thread, and it was between Kurt and Laura. And in this Twitter thread, they were talking about on-demand liquidity, and then the conversation moved over to XRPL and XRP. And Kurt said, "You must have forgotten that any token created on a ledger still has to transact through its native token, which in this case, XRP." So he's basically saying that everything, because any token created on a ledger has to pass through its native token, which is XRP. So any token that is issued on the XRP ledger must pass through XRP, he's saying. But I'm not here to convince you, you got it. So it led to Matt Hamilton jumping in, and Matt Hamilton said, "You are wrong. Trades do not have to go via XRP. It is generally better liquidity to make your books against XRP than directly between each asset, but that is not a necessity." So Matt Hamilton is basically saying, and I'm going to show you what he means as well in this video, that not everything by default has to go through XRP, as people insinuate and imply out there. But he's saying it's better for it if your trade passes through XRP for liquidity reasons and so on, than doing a direct trade between two assets. So now this is what people do when they're wrong. They change the goalpost of what they were saying. So initially, he said all tokens, any token issued on the XRP ledger has to go through XRP. Now, and this is something very disingenuous, by the way, when people do this. Now Kurt says, "So I'm speaking specifically about CBDCs." No, initially you wasn't speaking about CBDCs. You said any token. You realized you were wrong because Matt Hamilton corrected you, and Laura corrected you, and I corrected you, and then you changed the goalpost to something else. So I'm speaking specifically about CBDCs. And are you saying that a CBDC that's built on the private ledger, you see, he's talking about something completely different. This is moving the topic. He was not talking about private ledgers, public ledgers. He said any token has to go through XRP. Now, oh my days, I'm wrong. Let's change the goalpost. So are you saying that a CBDC that's built on the private ledger will not have to be interoperable with the public mainnet in order to send cross-border payments? If not, how can that CBDC value be sent from the private ledger to mainnet? So this is a totally different topic, and I'm not going to cover this topic in this video because I like to keep my responses focused point by point to what people are saying when I break down their false understandings of things. So this is a separate topic that he's talking about, and I'm going to do another video talking about this particular question. And then Matt Hamilton responds and says a CBDC could exist on the public mainnet and multiple private ledgers if need be, but most likely it would be converted to XRP first before it leaves the private ledger. Most likely. He didn't even say it has to be, he said most likely. But just notice that how the question was moved from everything has to go through XRP to no, I'm speaking about CBDCs, private ledgers, public ledgers, interoperability, mainnet. No, you wasn't talking about that initially, because here you said you must have forgotten that any token created on a ledger still has to transact through its native token. And that has nothing to do with what you're saying here. It's totally different. So I corrected his initial misunderstanding. I said, as far as I understand, not any token created on XRP ledger will need to transact through XRP. If a token is being sent to another person, it only needs XRP for gas fees, but it only needs to pass through XRP if using it as a bridge asset by converting one asset into another. So there's a specific use case whereby a token will pass through XRP, but not every token has to pass through XRP. I tried to explain it here. And then he jumped and says, Matt addressed that regarding CBDCs built on the XRP private ledger, nobody was talking about the XRP private ledger. We're talking about your initial claim that you said, which was wrong, that you refused to own up to. So Matt addressed that regarding CBDCs built on the XRP private ledger, which was never the topic to begin with, and that's not what I'm talking about here. If they have to facilitate cross-border payments, they would have to be interoperable with the public ledger. And by the way, Matt didn't say they have to be. You're misquoting him. What did Matt actually say? He said, but most likely it would be. So if something is most likely would be, then there's still a possibility that it may not be. He didn't say they would have to be. So you're putting words in Matt's mouth as well, which is also very disingenuous. So they would have to be interoperable with the public ledger and convert to XRP to transact other value. Again, this is another topic that has nothing to do with his initial claim, and I'm going to talk about this in another video. So here we have one of my famous drawings, should I say, and I'm going to try to show you the different types of transactions that can occur on the XRP ledger. And there's 3 types that I could think of. And so here we have person A and person B, but this could be bank A, bank B, institution A, institution B, and they have the XRPL DEX, which they're going to use to move value. So there's 3 types of transactions that can occur. Just say we have, for example, the first one, and someone wants to move. I put gold as an issued token called gold token in a CBDC, but it could be anything, CBDC A, CBDC B, any tokenized value to something else. So one way they can do it is person A wants to send gold token to person B, and this token on the XRP ledger, it passes through XRP and it's used as a bridge asset to convert or exchange gold token to CBDCs. And this is one way an issued token that's built on the XRP ledger passes through the native token before being exchanged or converted into something else. Now, another example could be done this way, where the gold token is literally just exchanged directly for the CBDC without passing through XRP, which is the native token on the DEX. That's also a possibility. And the third way is if someone wants to send gold token from one account to somebody else, then it doesn't have to pass through XRP at all. You can just simply send the token over without having to pass through the native token. So as you can see, all transactions on the XRP ledger doesn't necessarily have to pass through the native token XRP. However, in each transaction, a small amount of XRP is used for gas fees, which is burned. So bearing that in mind, why would it pass through XRP rather than just do a direct exchange? Now, the reason why it would pass through XRP, a token, it would go this route is if it's the best route for the token because there's more liquidity, for example, on the DEX between the 2 pairs, and it's cheaper. So the XRP ledger wants to find the cheapest route and the route that has the most liquidity, which tends to be the cheapest route as well, for a transaction to take place. And if that means the transaction going through XRP is the best route because XRP has the most liquidity between other pairs, then automatically the gold token would be converted into XRP and XRP would be sold for the CBDC. However, if the XRP ledger sees that there's great liquidity directly between the CBDC and the gold token without needing to pass through XRP because it wouldn't benefit the transaction at all, then it's possible for there to be a direct trade between the gold token and the CBDC. So as Matt Hamilton was saying, that it's not a necessity for all tokens to pass through XRP, whereas Kurt was implying that everything passes through XRP. You see the nuanced understanding of this. It's not a necessity. However, if it's the best possible case, then it would, but it doesn't have to by default. And the third situation is if you're sending the same token to somebody else, then it doesn't need XRP at all. You can just simply send CBDC A to somebody else that wants CBDC A, or gold token to somebody else that wants the gold token without having to pass through XRP. So I hope this diagram puts it into a better perspective out there for you. Now, let's talk about auto bridging. Now, this is the feature on the XRP ledger that enables tokens to pass through XRP and into its destination token automatically, and it's called auto bridging. So any offer in the XRP ledger's decentralized exchange that would exchange two non-XRP currencies, for example the gold token and CBCs that I was showing in my example, could potentially use XRP as an intermediary currency in a synthetic order book. This is because of auto bridging, which serves to improve liquidity across all currency pairs. By using XRP, when doing so is cheaper. So as I explained, it would go through XRP when that route is cheaper and when there's more liquidity, and it would do it automatically via auto bridging. So by using XRP when doing so is cheaper than trading those currencies directly. So if it's more expensive to exchange it directly, to trade them directly, then they would go through XRP if that route is cheaper, and this is because of the auto bridging feature. This works because XRP's nature as a native cryptocurrency to the XRP ledger. Offer execution can use a combination of direct and auto-bridged offers to achieve the best total exchange rate. And then it gives you an example of someone wanting to place an offer to sell GBP and buy BRL, and how if the best route is to go through XRP, then the transaction will go through XRP to be completed. Otherwise, if it's not the best route to do that, it could just do a direct trade. And this is a feature on the XRP ledger, by the way, called auto bridging. So some people ask some questions and they misunderstand what Matt Hamilton says when he says it's not necessary for all transactions to pass through the XRP ledger. So he asks this guy, what incentive could be made to use XRP over another asset? In other words, is it possible to use XRP over another asset for liquidity? And Matt Hamilton says that is the native asset of the XRP ledger, so it doesn't have any counterparty, hence it has more usage and hence more liquidity. So because XRP is the native asset, and there's no counterparty risk because no one controls that asset, no one has issued it, it's native to the ledger itself, so it's going to be the token that's used for liquidity rather than anything else, just by default. Even with the way auto bridging is set up, it's set up to pass through XRP, and that's the role of XRP anyways, to be a liquidity asset and a bridging asset as well. So in my opinion, to encourage usage, it should default to XRP. So he's saying by default, everything should go through XRP. And they have that system anyways with auto bridging if that's the best route for the trade. So, and there should be some sort of marketing language that says XRP typically has the most liquidity. So this guy doesn't understand that auto bridging actually exists. And Matt Hamilton says to those using it, this is fairly obvious. Things should go through XRP anyways if it's the best route for the trade. And then they talk on about, he's saying it's not so obvious, you have to let them know. And then he explains that the XRP ledger will choose the route that results in the best price of a trade. If this is via XRP, then it would automatically use that anyways. And again, this is because of the auto bridging feature. And here's somebody else, and this is what people do. They misrepresent you because they don't understand this stuff in a deeper manner. So this guy Papaloo, Matt, why are you saying here, but that is not a necessity? So Matt Hamilton said it is not a necessity for every transaction to pass through XRP, and it's true, it is not a necessity. So he's saying, why are you saying that? When lower on this thread you mention the XRP ledger will choose the route that results in the best price of a trade. So if this is via XRP, then it would automatically use that anyways, because in future best price could be non-XRP. So as I explained in my diagram, sometimes XRP may not be the best route for a trade because the two tokens that you want to trade have very strong liquidity and between each other. So there's no need to go through XRP because just trading them directly would be cheaper, than passing it through XRP because the liquidity between the two direct tokens are perfect. So that's why it's not a necessity. And that's what Matt Hamilton is saying. He doesn't understand this. And what I like about Matt Hamilton is the way he responds. He says, because it is not a necessity. And he's right, it's not a necessity. So people would see that and think, oh, he's anti-XRP. He's saying XRP is not going to be used. And that's what people do all the time. He's a troll. No, he's not a troll. He's actually speaking 100% sense. It's you and your lack of knowledge and information in the space. That's the problem. So somebody else says, so if XRP is so irrelevant, again, putting words in his mouth. I'm just look at how people debate on Twitter. They misrepresent you, they use straw man arguments, they put words in your mouth, and it's all very disingenuous. But yeah, that's how Twitter is. So if XRP is so irrelevant, then why did I hear Brad Garlinghouse state in a Twitter space? Now, bearing in mind, Matt Hamilton has never said XRP is irrelevant at all. This guy's just Julie Wise saying that. Okay, so why did I hear Brad Garlinghouse state in a Twitter space that we're long bullish on our XRP position? If they can use any token to bridge CBDCs, he did not say they can use any token to bridge CBDCs. Why is Ripple spending 2 years and 100 million so far on this case? In fact, what he said is, if it's the best route to go through XRP, then it would. But otherwise, it's not a necessity by default that every trade has to go through XRP. It's simple. XRP isn't irrelevant because he never said it was irrelevant. It is the best asset to use as a bridge between assets, including CBDCs. And back to my diagram. XRP is the only asset on the XRP ledger that's going to be used as a bridge because it has no counterparty risk and it's the native token to XRP. However, not all transactions by default will pass through XRP. It would only go that route if it's the best option for the trade. Hope that makes sense. So, to conclude, all transactions on the XRP ledger do not have to pass through the native token, nor is it a necessity to pass through the native token when making a transaction. It will only pass through the native token XRP if it is the best route for the transaction for liquidity and fees, and it will do this automatically via the auto bridging feature. Now, the native token is the best option for liquidity, and it's also the best option to use as a bridge currency, which is XRP, if necessary during a transaction, as it has no counterparty risk, meaning that it's not issued by anyone that has authority over it. It's neutral, agnostic, no one controls it, no one owns it, and there's no counterparty risk involved. However, with all the other issued tokens on the XRP ledger, there is an issuer, so there is potential counterparty risk because that token is, if it's a gold token, for example, the counterparty is whoever's issuing that gold token must have those gold reserves backed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whereas XRP, there is no issuer, so it's going to be the neutral native bridge asset for transactions on the XRP ledger if it's the best option for trades to go through for fees and liquidity. Otherwise, by default, not every transaction has to pass through XRP, but it's an option to pass through XRP if it's the best for the trade. Hope that makes sense. Thank you for watching, and I've got a lot more videos to come. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so as to not miss my next video.